All right, deck. Need some card drawing. Any card drawing. Really stretch the definition of any card drawing. All right. What do we have for card drawing in here? Witness and Union. Revelry. Revelry is actually active at this point. I'll take Witness, Revelry, and Union. Any card drawing, the man says. They gave me quote-unquote any card drawing. How about a flow deck? I would take a flow. Revelry, Witness, Impulse. What's in our graveyard? I think Impulse is probably better than the other options right now. Let's do this. I'm literally superstitiously thinning my deck. I make fun of people for doing this all the time. Come on, deck. There we go. There we go. Discard 2. I don't need another apparatus. Let's see. Union for a trillion life. And I suppose we will depopulate them. Good afternoon. Happy Sunday. Hope everybody's having a great weekend, or I guess by the time you're watching this weekend's going to be over. I'm going to do something a little bit different today. I am high Mythic, or not like the super high Mythic, but like the top 1200 Mythic still. And the season is about to run out, but it hasn't run out yet. So this is going to be a twofold video. I'm going to play just some regular games, not ladder games and not event games, because I'm high Mythic and that's half of it. The other half is I wanted to show you this deck, which is, without exaggeration, the most creative deck that I've seen anybody play in Standard in I have no idea how long. So this deck was designed by Bill Stark. If you know the name, then you are a well-educated and well-informed player of Magic the Gathering. If you don't, let me give you a quick download on Bill. Bill is ex-WotC staff. He was at WotC for years in a variety of roles. And he also has a Grand Prix top 8 in Columbus. Same Grand Prix that Steve Sadin won with Flash Hulk, I believe, if I recall correctly. And Bill is so gracious. When they gave him the interview, Bill claimed that his deck that he made top 8 with was based on a Mike Flores design, which is just not true. It held some very passing similarity to my Nationals 1999 deck, but Bill was just incredibly generous by saying that. I could take no credit for it. He himself is, like I said, without exaggeration, this is the most creative deck I've seen anybody play in a long time. And I wanted to show it to you. So we're going to play some fun games today, like the opposite of us playing a best of 3 Grixis event like we did yesterday. So let me talk to you about this deck. Number 1, this deck has the hardest working mana base of any deck in Standard. I would go so far to say is that what Bill did with this deck was ingenious, right? So caveat, I already made changes to his mana base, but what he did was ingenious. So Bill only played 24 lands in his initial build, and he didn't have Obscura Storefront. He had just like the other come into play tapped Plains Island. So his deck needs double white for Depopulate. It's like that is the thing that his deck needs in order to survive. And he played only islands, right, for this flow of knowledge engine. So this is the best flow of knowledge engine deck that I've ever seen. And I play a lot of mono blue. So unbelievable flow deck because all of his cards are islands. His lands are islands, even though they tap for white. So I added 2 planes to his deck. I didn't remove any land. I just removed 2 spells and added 2 planes because the deck needs untapped white on turn 4 a lot of the time. So I wanted to add capability of having untapped white because it just never has untapped white. If you need to play a white spell on demand the next turn and you're like impulsing into a land, you can't get a white that's going to be untapped. So I added 2, and I added Obscura Storefront in place of 2 of the other come into play tapped Plains Islands that he had in his deck. So it just doesn't matter which ones they are. Spara's Headquarters and Raffine's Tower are the best ones because they cycle, but there are a ton that you can play. So I did 2.5 things. One, I added these 2 planes, and then I cut a Flow of Knowledge, even though I'm saying this is the best Flow of Knowledge deck. Bill had 4 Flow of Knowledge, and that's a lot of Flow of Knowledge. So once the deck gets moving, you can cast Flow of Knowledge for 1 mana. So it's a non-issue, and this deck is casting Flow of Knowledge like 5 times a game and drawing 20 cards at a time. It's absolutely bonkers. But you don't, the first Flow of Knowledge, once it hits, you snowball your opponent out a lot of the time. So I thought I had to make room for something, right? So I thought it was better than to cut like an Impulse. He had 3 March of Otherworldly Light. He has a lot of respect for the red deck. And he was getting to about 50% against the red deck with 3 March of Otherworldly Light, and a Fateful Absence. I would tell you this is the worst deck I've ever played against Liliana of the Veil, but there's one Fateful Absence that you can kind of get out of it. But outside of Liliana of the Veil, I found the deck to be incredibly compelling to play and super creative and super fun. It is like no other deck in Standard. Michael J., isn't this just a Mindsplice Apparatus deck? No, sir. No, ma'am. It is not just a Mindsplice Apparatus deck. This deck is an embodiment of what Patrick Chapin used to say when he said the average player plays a deck and has no idea the technology that went into the deck. The mostly island or all island mana base that Bill originally had into Flow of Knowledge is 1/2 of the technology that went into this deck, which is absolutely flabbergastingly ingenious. The other half is how this deck kills. So this deck has a single copy of Prologue to Phyresis. 1 copy. Bill killed 75% of the Darlings in order to make his poison deck. So the way it works is you get the 1 Prologue to Phyresis at some point, and then you just Experimental Augury the opponent 9 times, and they eventually die from poison. Meanwhile, Experimental Augury is also making Mindsplice Apparatus better. So that's the reason why this deck casts Flow of Knowledge for so cheap. Because Mindsplice Apparatus is just going through the ceiling in terms of its oil counters as a result of Experimental Augury. It's like, Michael J., you only have 4 Experimental Augury and 1 Prologue to Phyresis. How could you possibly do all of that? This is a Witness the Future deck. In theory, you could just Witness the Future yourself infinite times and the opponent would deck out, which could be fun, right? So probably we'll play a game where I just keep putting March and Depopulate back into my deck and wait for my opponent to concede because I'm just going to kill all their stuff. But the way this works is Witness the Future, Prologue to Phyresis, Impulse, Experimental Augury all cost 1 mana. Flow costs 1 mana in the mid to late game. And you just cast like 10 spells in 1 turn. So you're just like Witness back a bunch of Experimental Auguries. It's very common for the deck to have like 5 cards. And then so you're witnessing back only Experimental Auguries. You're just casting them all, getting back a Witness. The Witness costs 1. The Witness itself looks at a number of cards after it resolves, so you can get your next Augury, just flow through. It's just a lot of Witness for Augury. That 1 poison counter eventually kills them. So the deck. The other reason I love this deck, I love it. It's super fun. It's super creative. Is that it harkens back to like not even late 1990s, like mid 1990s, like 1997, I'd say, maybe 1998. Brian Schneider, if you know the name Brian Schneider, he was a ex-lead developer at WotC. At one point, he was certainly the greatest deck designer on earth. Member of the Underground with Brian. You probably know the name Brian Kibler. Brian Kibler and Landy Ho. So Brian Schneider and Mike Donay, Canadian national champion Mike Donay, also ex-WotC staff. Like all the great deck designers end up being WotC staff, right? So Mike Donay, Brian Schneider were both geniuses in the mid to late 1990s with their like white-blue based Gaia's Blessing decks. Brian Schneider made this deck that like won every single PTQ it was played in. Actually, I played a deck that Brian Schneider designed once that was played in 4 PTQs. Had 4 top 8s and 3 wins. This was something like that. Like, and one of the top 8s, the other guy won, so couldn't have 4 wins. So I played one of those, but he also made this other deck, which is a blue-white deck that only killed with Gaia's Blessing. He sent this deck to me, and I was just like, Brian Schneider, how do you win? He's just like, Gaia's Blessing recursion. I'm like, there's no other way. There was like no damage sources in the deck. You could not win by damaging your opponent. You could only win by exhausting them with Gaia's Blessing, and they would concede. So Witness the Future has very much of that Gaia's Blessing recursion vibe. But in this deck, you're actually going to kill the opponent with Prologue to Phyresis. This is one of those decks that takes a lot of punches to the face, but then once it stabilizes, it absolutely snowballs out of control. What's amazing is like your opponent could be playing a conventionally powerful deck like Atraxa Reanimator, and you're just ignoring them. And you're just like, oh, did you draw 7 cards again? How novel. So it's, a coin flip against mono red, they get damage in so quickly. But a lot of the decks that are like playing like Shieldred, Phyrexian Obliterator, Atraxa, these really powerful creatures, you just, whatever. It's a guy. How novel. Is this deck any good? Well, you have to watch the games and find out how Michael J does. But I will tell you that if your question is, could I make Mythic with this deck? I don't know if you can make Mythic with this deck. Can you make Mythic with another deck? I probably can make Mythic if I grinded it enough. But I will tell you factually, only one person has put a lot of work into this deck, and that was Bill himself. And Bill did make Mythic. So in the show notes, there'll be a link to Bill's blog. Bill has a blog called Making Mythic, and every month he makes a cool new deck. He's always making a different deck. He made Mythic with this combo deck, like a Fling combo deck a few months ago. He made Mythic with like a mono green Thrun deck last month. So he always makes Mythic with a different deck that nobody else is playing. Of his many creative decks, this is the most creative deck that I've seen anybody do. I hope you love the games. And we'll have a post-game wrap, not just about how the games went, but more importantly, did Michael J stay in top 1200? Because we're just hanging out right now, playing fun games because we don't want to... We're like 977 or something right now. I think that I can hang it out for the next hour or so. Well, let's find out. All right, my very good friends. We're going to jam some games with Bill Stark's Azorius Poison deck. Sorry, I have to wipe my glasses. I just came back from the gym, and they keep fogging up from my increased body temperature, I suppose. All right, opponent goes first. Never a good sign. We have... I don't know, this hand could be good. It's possible. Against a basic forest. It depends if they play an adaptive here. Death Bonnet Sprout. Who knows what this could be? Probably like a Legacy Challenge top 8 deck. 2 Death Bonnet Sprouts. My kingdom for a Ratchet Bomb. Alright, so they could just bum rush us to death. There's a lot of 1-mana 1/1s in play. If they want a Giant Growth one of them, we have this March of Otherworldly Light, but I probably would just let them do whatever they want. Ooh, the sprouts are about to grow. I think I'm gonna eat this one. Should I? No, I'll let them hit me. I'm gonna use this Experimental Augury instead. Unions, huh? I think that I'm gonna cast a March of Otherworldly Light on this Death Bonnet Hulk, and then also
use an Experimental Augury to dig. Got anything? Submit 0. A giant growth. Ooh, that's 8 coming in. Kinda need to draw a Wrath. That's kind of a Wrath. Okay, so we're not going to be in the card drawing phase, but I think this is going to be helpful. We didn't even get to do anything cool. Opponent goes first. So we have one of the planes that I added to the deck. Ooh, I'll play Raffine's Tower into their Raffine's Tower, and they're going to think we're the Mirror Pitch. Please don't have a Thalia. Ooh, that is not Thalia colors. Right now, I would gamble that they're a Reanimator deck. I think I'm going to play Spara's Headquarters here. We don't have like a pressing need to cast either of our 2-mana spells. If they play Fable, I'll probably eat it. Alright. Got a lot of blood. Yeah, so just going to gain 4 life and give them something to think about. So, I don't know, maybe we do like a double block on one of the Blood Tithe Harvesters. Double block on the Blood Tithe Harvester is pretty annoying for the opponent. Like, they use a real card. I guess a cut down doesn't have a ton of text in this matchup, so maybe it's not that bad to just use it. Maybe they don't. Yeah, I'm going to make them have it, right? They let me kill the Harvester. Awesome, Jocelyn. Alright, so if nothing horrible happens to us, we're going to go Mindsplice into Experimental Augury into Flow of Knowledge, which is all bananas. Ooh, we could witness the future there, Graveyard. Cruelty. Ugh, this is going to be exciting! Michael J., the opponent resolved Atraxa on the 5th turn. Did you lose? I mean, I don't know yet, but I hope not. Man, they got some semi-soft locks in the parlance of Patrick Chapin. Not that exciting of an Atraxa, but still gasoline, I suppose. That'll put us to 15. Get a counter. So this is going to cost 3 this turn. We could Apparatus. Let's see, we could Augury now. That's actually pretty good. So Augurying now makes it so that this flow only costs 3, and this Fateful Absence only costs 1. I think I like this. We'll take 10, go to 5. A Braid! No fun. You are no fun, Nezadek. We'll discard these 2 cards. Make you have a follow-up play. That was no fun. I did not like that one bit. They have Fable back. I'm going to play this Obscura Storefront and gain some life. So we're at 13. Probably going to go down to 8 this turn, which is no fun. But 8's not 0. I'm going to blood back nothing, sure. Why would you discard Go for the Throat? What if I have some awesome creatures? I'm going to kill them with Sunset Revelry tokens in response to them discarding that. Yep. So they have blue from Raffine's Tower. I wonder if that means they have Make This. I hope they don't. Because then my Flow of Knowledge might not resolve. What is this? Whenever Croxan Kurnos enters the battlefield or attacks, you may exile 5 cards from your graveyard. When you do, return target creature from your graveyard to the battlefield. Kind of need like a Sunfall or a Depop. We got it. Got another Abrade. Looks like a Cruelty. So what are they going to have after the... So they're going to have this in hand. Union. Okay. Well, for certain we have to Depop. Then I'm going to Witness their graveyard. Like if they're playing Croxan and Kurnos, then they have graveyard manipulating things in general, so we just don't want to give them fuel. Cool thing about that card is we just draw up, right? Union Digs. I think we just want to hit our land drop next turn. We have to work through... they probably don't have a lot more Abrades. I think that's the... Good guys win, bad guys die. We are very low on flows. I think that's all the flows in our deck, so I think we need to rebuy flows. I think we'll rebuy Flow and Apparatus this turn, assuming they don't play like a card that we have to immediately deal with. Liesa. So we have a turn on Liesa. Just pop this now. Interesting. Why would you pop it now? You have like 9 cards in hand. Is Missile Land Drop? I guess it was for land drop purposes. If you insist. I will take back Mindsplice Apparatus. We always have to bring back Witness the Future, like every single time. Mindsplice Apparatus, Witness the Future. I think 2 flows. We're still in the zone of the game where we need our flows going. What do we want? View battlefield. 1, wait, 4, 5, 6. We can just... I think I just want land, actually. We can just march Atraxa to death, which is insanity. If I were them, I would Abrade this token. Or if they have enough mana to cast Atraxa, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, can they do both? Cruelty. You chapter 2. What are they getting? Shieldred. You didn't get me. It's exciting. I'm going to get him with this thing. I'm never going to see it coming. Who's this guy? Invasion of Karsus. 3 damage to each creature and planeswalker. Witness the future. Why is this exposing cruelty of Gix on top of their library? Oh, these are the cards that they're revealing. 1, 2, 3. Does that mean that they got a cruelty back? Along with the Shieldred? Ooh. Sunset Revelry is pretty cute. Pretty cute. Okay. Do they have haste, guys? This could be a problem. Let's see what we witness first. Actually, what do they have in graveyard? Just this? Yeah, I'll witness us. Witness always. Sunfall. Augury. Kind of want this absence, actually. Direct answers to their threats. Apparatus is... Oh, shoot. They have an upgrade. I think it's right to Augury now. Okay. So they're going to put us to 1 with this Atraxa, and then theoretically Shieldred kills us. That's not actually what's going to happen, luckily. I mean, they might have another way to kill us, right? So, response. Still in response. Dragon War. Ooh. Put us to 1. Well, that's cool. They gain life from Shieldred before their creatures die. So this... You can draw, discard. Maybe they'll discard the Abrade. We're not discarding the Abrade. Wise. Croxa and Kurnos. You may exile 5 cards from your graveyard when you return creature. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just or attacks. You may exile 5 cards from your graveyard. So, oh, it's a May. Okay. So if they do that, they can't do that this turn. Yeah, oops. I mean, they still have the attack trigger capability, though. What do they have up to? Alright, I'm gonna Apparatus. Are you gonna Abrade it now? You are. Clever. Augury. Ooh. How greedy are we? I think we're pretty greedy. Alright, flow first. Discard 2 cards. How about you and you? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We can union. Then we might as well just union now and gain 9 get through this turn. This is going to flip, right? Union again. And then, I guess, go to discard. This is tough. How many cards do we have left in library? 18 cards in library. Flow is a little dangerous, but it's not lethal yet. We have 3 apparatus in hand. I'm going to discard these 2 cards. We still have an apparatus left. So they'll attack us down to 10, and they have a bunch of things. I think he's going to Croxa us into an Atraxa. Or is it a Shieldred? Either or. An Atraxa. Probably should have gotten the Shieldred, honestly. That's going to put us to 10. Obviously staring down lethal. Alright. We have 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Easily enough for a big, big turn. Let's flow first. Discard 2 cards. Lands that come into play tapped. How do you like that? Let's see. Probably have to discard in a minute. We have to discard 7. We have 6 cards left in our library and a Witness the Future left. Let's discard 7 cards. I think we actually might as well just cast Sunset Revelry, right? Alright, so now we'll discard 6 cards. Can they 14 us from nowhere? They don't have haste, do they? Well, they have Bitter Reunion. Maybe they do have haste. That was foolish. They're at Soken's on, okay. Alright, we'll discard. We only need 1 land. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. How many sweepers do we have left? This could be a problem. Sunfall, Depop, Depop. All right, there's a Depopulate left in the 6 cards in our deck. No problem. We can Witness back Witness and 3 sweepers, which would give us 9 cards in our deck. Be able to look at the top 4 of those. So I think like between Witness and Experimental Augury, we have like 100% likelihood of being able to find a sweeper. I think they can only 9 us here. One, 2, 3. So they could theoretically play like a Blood Tithe Harvester and then like 11 us. That's not 12 us. That's not 14. Fable. They did not play the Bitter Reunion. All right, this is going to be exciting. Man, main deck abraded us. X2. All right, so 9, 11, be at 3. Oh, cool. So we can thin a land out of our deck. Assuming there's still land. There is. There's a Depop there. So there's 4 cards. Should we just gamble on the... Oh, actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If we cast Sunset Revelry... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll have equal cards. We'll have equal cards. Actually, we can go Revelry, gain 4. Second Revelry, gain 4 and draw. Drew the Depop. Now Witness. Actually, is there a reason to be greedy here at all? Don't think so, right? So 6, we have 8 mana left. We can Depop here, not die to the next Atraxa. Then get Mindsplice Witness online with Experimental Augury in our hand. They have 16 cards left in their deck. About to be 13 cards. And they're going to Atraxa again. It can't kill us. We have an Absence if we need it. Although we tapped all of our white. Kroxa and Kuranos, this does not have haste. It can, however, get an Atraxa back. I'm telling you, I think they should have gotten the Shieldred back, not the Atraxa. Atraxa's going to kill them. I mean, we're going to try to kill them, but the Atraxa's really going to kill them. Like 2 creatures. What are they getting? Is their library... Oh, maybe they're just not taking from things from their library so they don't deck. Right, that's kind of smart. So this is like not even a thing, because we can just beat it with our tokens. So first we're going to do this. So this costs us 1 mana, and it makes it so that all of our stuff is good. I think we just win this turn, actually. Was there only 1 card in our library? Yeah, we just win. All right, never mind. Augury, 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 Witness. I will take an Augury. Augury. I will take an Augury. Sure. Submit. Augury. I will take an Augury. Sure. Submit, they're going to go to 5 poison. Probably see this is over. I will cast an Augury. We'll get the Witness. 4. Let's see. Augury, Witness, Augury, Augury. So with Mindsplice Apparatus in play, Witness the Future is like the world's best Gaia's Blessing. I mean, this is academic at this point. So 4. concede. If we were really cool, we could have just Fateful Absence both of their creatures and attacked them with our incubator tokens. That would have been sick. So that was pretty creative, right? So our opponent attracts at us 3 times, had an active Shieldred, got us down to 1, legend the bejesus out of us, and we won by approximately 1 million lives. They also destroyed our first 2 Mindsplice Apparatus. Beowulf, the hero of Old English legend. Opponent goes first. So we're going to play Spara's Headquarters in the first turn, pretty much no matter what. It's unclear what we play in the second turn right now. If we draw an untapped land, maybe we'll play the island, and then play a third turn Spara's Headquarters with a plan of 4th turn Mindless Apparatus. But who knows? Who knows? Okay, so we'll play Spara's Headquarters into Plains. The enemy is Thalia. If they're like a slow white control deck, we're going to demolish them. If they're a fast creature deck, they might demolish us. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see here. Maybe I shouldn't have played that land. I kind of want to let them hit us first so that our Revelry is good. Downside risk on that is we get poison. At some point, they're gonna race us with their poisoning. Like mono white Phyrexians, mono white poison. As long as they're not green, they don't have trample. So Sunset Revelry is pretty good. Come on. Huh. Maybe let's kill this. No clock in play. They have like a Lauren's Escape or something? Nope. No clock. Alright, Depopulate. So the plan right now is going to be probably like Augury to draw land. Then next turn, Mindsplice Apparatus. Or maybe we do nothing. And then just Mindsplice Apparatus next turn so that we can start proliferating the oil counters on the Mindsplice Apparatus. That's also a possibility. Depends what they do. Like if they play like a 1 casting cost creature, probably have a high incentive to march it. Charge of the Mites. Pew pew. I'm gonna charge the Mites us again? Maybe. Maybe. Take us to 8 poison in 1 turn cycle? I think they are. Alright, so they're going to take us to 8 poison. I don't think they have any like good white-only proliferations. It's my Bruce Lee impression. Job on Duelist, sweet. Something can make kill. Sunfall would be insanity here. Absolute insanity. We merely have Depopulate. What is the other mode on this? People play this, right? Damage equal to number of dudes. Alright, so we're going to see one of the cooler modes on Mindsplice Apparatus. So Depop's already 3, right? But we can just proliferate this, make Depop 2. I'm going to get a land that gains life. Submit 1. Depop the face. And gain some life. We don't need another white yet, and we actually have another white here. So it's not that pressing yet. It is dangerous. They can kill us at instant speed. It's a kind of pseudo-instant speed with Charge of the Mites. If they don't have main deck answer to Mindsplice Apparatus, I think we're going to go off. Annex Sentry. Oh, that sucks. Oh, no. We can't destroy this. The casting cost is too high. Awesome. Sunfall. I think we gotta get the Prologue. Prologue draws cards, right? Witness. What's our graveyard looking like right now? This is tough. When Prologue gets the ball rolling, I think we're gonna take that. It's our timer. Timeout was used. I'm going to take Prologue. Sorry, Arena barfed for a second. I will... Prologue first? What's the right play? Witness first. 4 cards. Land first. So this will put us down to 4 cards. So Revelry will draw a card here, which is awesome. Now I can Witness. Augury. What do we need? I would take this. Would I? Maybe this better. Mindsplice Apparatus. March. Okay, so we can just chump block for a turn, draw some cards. My kingdom for a flow of knowledge, you know what I mean? Flow of knowledge costs 1 mana at this point. What do you got? I'm going to Prologue first to see if there's something interesting. Impulse. Is there anything interesting? Flow, flow, flow. Augury. I'll block. Augury to poison you. Sunfall. I don't need a Sunfall. I mean, it's one of our best cards, though. I need card drawing. That is not card drawing. We have to be super careful because they can mites us out. I'm gonna main phase cycle this. That is insanity. That's probably the ESPN checkmark, right? I will discard these 2 non-islands. And I'll just march this guy so that we don't have to discard. Submit 0. Pew pew. Can I attack? Beto. I think that's the check mark, friends. Flensing Raptor. Sure. Mindsplice 2. Play land. I'll attack. Or block. 2/2 versus my 1/1. Are you afraid of a little combat? The answer is yes. Terrified of combat. Alright, so we just need to not get mites, right? I think we can accomplish not getting mites. I will witness myself. Witness, Augury, Sunfall. Flow. Always Sunfall. Probably should have taken Impulse. We only have one card drawing card. Yeah, we should take an Impulse. Annex Sentry, sure. I'm gonna eat my poor guy. When Annex Sentry enters the battlefield or a creature controls... Let's see. Yeah, they got my guy. Can't, like, use a card on that. It's not a good use of a card. Might's got us to 8. Can it get the last 2? I think I'm always going to try to have 2 instant speed removals in my hand so that we don't die to mites. That's going to be my main. Or like Sunset Revelry on defense. Either one. Okay. 4 Augury. Okay, I'm gonna Union first to gain life. Good card. I'll Impulse now. This costs nothing. Excellent card. And I'm literally just gonna Sunfall and pass. They can't mites us with these 2 mana. Do I have 1 witness in my graveyard? Target creature you control gets +2/+2 if that creature has toxic, draw a card. Yeah, they can draw a card. That's fine. And pass. I mean, my anticipations are going to give up in a minute. Okay. Submit 4. Augury again. Submit 4. Augury again. Perfect. 28 cards left. Submit 4. Draw 8 cards. Discard 2 land. Witness ourselves. Sunfall. Heroic. Thirst. That's a heck of a name. Opponent goes first. This hand cannot lose to some decks. Could never beat mono red. Ooh, blue-white. Oh, Skrelv! No! No, Skrelv! Don't be Thalia on turn 2. Be Denick. We have a chance. This ain't a good chance. Ain't a good chance. They're going to hit us. They're going to gain 2, go up in life. Going to be great for them. We're going to hope to Impulse into a sweeper. We're going to pray that they don't have Thalia or Urtai. So a lot of things need to go our way. They don't have a 3-drop. I'm going to take this March in case they have Thalia. We could play a Sunset Revelry. Chew up some time. I don't hate that. Do not hate that. Thalia. Yeah! Chew up some time. No attacks. I'm not attacking. So we need a sweeper. I think a Depop is better than a Sunfall here. Time. Mindsplice Apparatus wouldn't be bad. Flow, Witness. None of these cards is good. I already have a Flow. Guess I'll take a Union. Sunset Revelry. 20 to 26. I like it. Okay. Chew up some time. We're at like 24. We don't have like a Shieldred or a Raffine, like a heavy hitter yet. When last we saw Bill Stark's deck, the opponent was playing the top tier of the tier 1 decks, had their sweet card Thalia Guardian of Thraben against a deck of literally 100% cards that are impacted by Thalia Guardian of Thraben, and packed to 2 Sunset Revelries. Bill made Mythic. Don't know what to tell you. I mean, I guess I do know what to tell you. Bill made Mythic. The deck is like... It's cool, right? Like, it does a different thing, although we're not actually getting to see the full showcase of what is possible because people keep packing. Only white cards. Like, luckily, I have this white land that I added to Bill's mana base, and this white land that he already had. We have a Depop. What is this? Oh, here's the thing about this deck that you might not know. That might have been a mistake. So I'm literally priced into getting planes, I think, because I have the Depopulate. Maybe they'll think we're like Orzhov controllers today. This is the worst deck I've ever played against the card Liliana the Veil. Just so you know, like it's really bad against Liliana. There's like a lot of the black control cards just pretty good against it. You know, play back on Reckoner. Sweet. I'm gonna play super tentatively against us. I'll take this. We might get away with some nonsense. So if they're mono black, they don't have a Brave. They could Shelly us here. Shelly Bobelli. Archfiend of the Dross. What if we killed them with Archfiend of the Dross? That'd be pretty cool. We're going to take, like, possibly 10 this turn, so maybe they're not going to just straight up lose to their own Archfiend, but we'll find out. Let's put us to 11. This deck often plays Corrupt. And our flow is only for 3, so it's not that exciting. What if they played a second Archfiend? Or, like, a Phyrexian Obliterator? I would be down for them playing a Phyrexian Obliterator, I gotta tell you. I mean, I'll allow it. You go to 5. Let's see. Are we priced into anything? Not really. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards in hand. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So Sunset Revelry will draw a card. If we play a land, we can Sunset... I think I would rather just, like, leave up mana to kill their Archfiend. If need be. But this deck often plays Corrupt, like I said. If we get through this turn, I think we're probably going to be okay. Life of Toshiro Umezawa. So are they going to give it +2 or -1? -1? Alright, no fun. No fun! You don't get to do that to me. So you do get to kill my guy. You do not get to, you know, deal additional. I knew they had Phyrexian. We'll chump block there. Alright, 9 life. Facing down. Way more than 9 damage. We do not yet have an Experimental Augury this game. The safe play is to just depopulate here, right? Should we make the safe play? If we make the safe play, do we lose to... What do we lose to is the question. If I don't want a Sunset Revelry, we'll have to sacrifice things that says trample. Witness costs basically nothing. Alright, so I'll witness back. March and Impulse. Augury is perfect. So this puts a counter on this, which is very helpful to us in terms of the cost of our ongoing spells, you know? Alright, so if we're really greedy, let's see, 5, 7. Alright, we can Flow Union this turn. I think I'm going to do that. I don't think they can kill us through Flow Union. So, like, I think their maximum output is 11 plus 7, 18 damage this turn. Union Flow would get us to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe they can if they have a Corrupt. All right, let them get us to 2. Let's see what they do. That does not look like we're dead. Pew, pew, pew! Discard 2. Impulse. Is it really Revelry? Is it Revelry? Just impulses, I guess. Alright, so we can augury. We should augury this up right now. So I'm going to augury this up to turn it to a creature. Wow, terrible. So that's going to turn it into a creature, which is going to give us an additional counter for Sunfall. Okay. I think we Revelry. So wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Is there any way to do this so that we get the full value? If not, we should just Union first. All right, Union first. Wow, that's bad. Depop. Oh, we should have Sunfalled. That's careless. That was careless. All right, Witness. Augury, Augury. Union. Always get back a Witness. Actually, we should get back Flow. Oh. Impulse. We can't cast March right now anyway, so there's no point. Do I want a third white next turn? Yes. All right, 10. If they have Corrupt, that's 8. Corrupt and a guy could kill us. Phyrexian Flesh Scourger. Not a problem. Straight up not a problem. Sace. Witness. I will take Witness. One, two, three, four, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If we go to 6, go to 5. No way to do it. I think we should Revelry anyway. It's because we want life. Then Sunfall. Cut down to make our Sunfall less potent. Got to love it. Witness. Always Witness. No matter what else, Witness. Flow. Witness, Flow. Sunfall, Impulse. Witness. Witness keeps the deck moving, so that's why we took Witness. Always Witness. Impulse, Impulse. This is tough. I'll take Union this time. I'm going to play this. If need be, we can block. We can also Union. Man, our graveyard is just not that stacked. Should we Union now? I'll wait. Get one more life out of it. That's not the worst. Not very good, by the way, but it's not the worst. This is tense. For all of like us having Mindsplice Apparatus in play for a long time, you would have thought that we would have, you know, rocked the house. My sub game this game is I want to kill the opponent with their own Archfiend of Dross. If they get an Archfiend of Dross, I'm going to try to kill them. But they did not get that card. They got Obliterator. We can just kill Obliterator for 1 mana, so not a problem. Obliterator. What if they crew the Reckoner Bankbuster with the Obliterator and then attack with this, and then we can block it? We can block the token with our token. Archfiend of Dross. This is tough. I wonder if they see it. They didn't see it. Oh, unless they're just planning to cut this creature down. That's a dangerous play. Like if we had a Augury, it's pretty bad. Oh, that's an awesome play if we're stupid as dum-dums. Stupid as dum-dums. It took 2 damage I didn't have to take. Alright, deck. Need some card drawing. Any card drawing. Really stretch the definition of any card drawing. Alright. What do we have for card drawing here? Witness and Union. Revelry. Revelry is actually active at this point. I'll take Witness, Revelry, and Union. Any card drawing, the man says. they gave me quote-unquote any card drawing. How about a flow deck? I would take a flow. Revelry, Witness, Impulse. What's in our graveyard? I think Impulse is probably better than the other options right now. Let's do this. I'm literally superstitiously thinning my deck. I make fun of people for doing this all the time. Come on, deck. There we go. There we go. Discard 2. I don't need another apparatus. Let's see. Union for a trillion life. And I suppose we will depopulate them. Discard a land. Can you 19 me from here? Don't think so. So that last game against Mono Black, we didn't get to showcase any of the unique things about Bill's deck. Just the kind of classic control elements, which are still cool. It's the only deck that operates like this in contemporary Magic. I'm going to go Raffine's Tower first, because I don't want to thin a land out. And I'm probably not going to play the island on second turn, even though I have multiple 2-turn plays, because I want to have Mindsplice Apparatus on turn 4. Okay. That changes things now that we've drawn an untapped land. Okay, now that we've drawn an untapped land, I'm just going to play island. And then my sequence is going to be Prologue to Phyresis, Obscura Storefront, and then Mindsplice Apparatus. So we're facing against a fancy AF forest and a fancy AF plains. These are gorgeous. All right. Impulse is probably going to go for a sweeper. Gorgeous. I don't think I've ever seen this forest. I've seen this plains. So I play these cosmetics that I paid like, I don't know, 40,000 gold for. I don't remember what they cost. That I hard-earned gold in all the events that I was playing over the summer last year. Then I played them because, like, this island is confusing. When I first saw it, I thought my opponent was playing forest. Then I actually get confused by it sometimes. March or Union? I think I'll take Union. What does this do? If you would create one or more tokens, create more tokens. Okay, respect. We have a untapped plains on demand, so good to know. They're gonna maybe make lots of tokens this turn. Norn's Inquisitor. They're gonna make lots of tokens. Ooh. Are they gonna make 2? Oh no, they're just gonna make cats. Oh, that's cool. Why does the cat have, like, all cats always have haste? Why is it big? I don't know anything about these cards. Okay. I'm probably like facing down quasi-lethal already. That's not good. Union again. Okay, there's one counter on this. So we can get Union or Sunset Revelry for cheap already. Let's see if we can just dig for a sweeper. It's not confusing. The sweepers cost 2. So you can afford to do this. That's a sweeper. play this first. Hopefully they don't have something that makes everything indestructible. We'll witness. I don't know how many times we're going to need to sweep. But our cards are so cheap at this point, I think it's fine. We have 2 card drawing in our hand already. I think I'm actually going to take the island. So these 3 cards all can draw a card. And they're going to be in a position where now it's going to be a thing. And they all cost 1. Jenny Faye. What does this do? The cat tokens have haste. Why was it a 4/4? Who knows? Man, they have so many tokens. Maybe we should have taken that. We don't have to. We don't have to play that way, I guess. This is tough. If we go, let's see, this is 4 cards, 3 cards in hand. Well, I think if we're going to play this way, we should Union first. And then Revelry. All right, this is dodgy AF. We're going to block or chump. They can make like 3/3s or 4/4s, but we have Depop back and a card drawing spell. Although this is among our weakest card drawing spells in terms of its a selection ability. In the late game, Union is insane when like your library is like 6 or 7 cards, but at the point of the game that we're in right now that we actually need to draw action, it's less insane. These guys back is going to be annoying. Maybe we should have double unioned instead of union into these guys, because Invasion of Zendikar. I did not expect that. So it seems like they have like a very deliberate token theme with Jenny Faye and like all these Exarch type creatures. You think they're just going to only attack with this guy? All in over there. I'm going to let them flip it, which is to give us more things to depopulate. Flip away. If we had Sunfall instead, I would think differently about how those blocks went, but we don't have Sunfall. We have Depopulate. This just gives us another thing. Union first. Gain 3 or 4. Augury up. Maybe we'll get something insane. That's insane. Play a land. They're just going to concede, I think. Elshnorn. Very good card, but basically irrelevant. All right, so what did you think of Bill's deck? I think it was pretty exciting and a pretty decent showcase of what the deck can do. I mean, some of our matchups were kind of soft, like the mono green deck was soft. But, you know, we battled through, I think, at least 3 Atraxes, 5 Atraxes. We depopulated, we Fateful Absenced, we witnessed their own graveyard into their library. That was pretty cool, right? That matchup, we never even had
Mindsplice Apparatus online because they had multiple Abrade. That was pretty cool. We battled through Phyrexian Obliterator and Archfiend of Dross. I would personally like to beat the opponent with their own Archfiend of Dross. Like if we had just cast so many unions that they died to its own oil counters, but just died to concession. Your mileage will vary. Some of the decks were soft, but then obviously some of the other decks we played were pretty close to tier 1, or certainly had a lot of tier 1 cards in them. So is this deck good enough to make Mythic? Again, Bill did, and I think it's a heck of a lot of fun. It's the only deck that does the stuff that it does in the way that it does them amongst all the decks in Standard. If you want to try something a little bit different, I really, really recommend this. And the last question is, were we right to sit on our rating? I'm not 100% sure. I went back to check, and I was top 1,000 with 5 minutes to go. And then I checked back 5 minutes later. It told me I was Mythic 100%. Mythic 100%, whatever that means. And that the scoring would not be done for 5 minutes. Then I came back, or within 1 minute, something like that. I came back, and it told me I was Platinum 4. So I think that I made the cutoff to top 1,200. But if I didn't, it's my own fault. I guess we're just going to have to check back when the play-in points come in the next couple of days. So for the next few videos, we'll probably do some ladder grinding. So I'm down to Platinum again. So last 2 seasons, I made Mythic, I think, in 1 day. I'm probably not going to play as hard as I did the last couple of seasons because I was prepping for the regional championship at that point. But we'll probably do some ladder grinding. I've been grinding on ladder with a combination of Grixis, which I did a video on, the Jeskai deck I did a video on, and of course, my beloved Mono Red. So I'll probably do some of each of those and maybe any other decks that I find to be interesting. Then play some events, best of 1, best of 3 coming up. But today, I want to do a little change of pace. I hope you had a good time on this one. I had a riot. Oh, before I forget, CoolStuffInc.com. Promo code Flores, 5% off anything. For example, you need exactly one Prologue to Phyresis. 5% off of that one Prologue to Phyresis. You need exactly 4 Mindsplice Apparatus. 5% off. Cool Stuff Inc.